AFL Supercoach is back, but it doesn't mean you are. Are you sick and tired of that one arrogant mate that doesn't shut the f*** up about his Supercoach team?
No! God, please, no!
Here at the Fantasy Men, we are too. Stay tuned and we'll be showing you how to dominate every league that you play in. We'll also show you how to shut up that annoying friend by making you the talk of the town and giving you bragging rights in your league this year. And who knows, he might even take his money too. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you quickly through my expertly picked starting team for Supercoach 2021. I'll give you a quick reason why I picked them and tell you why you should consider picking them too. A quick note before we begin for any Supercoach beginners out there that may be listening. The rookies we've picked are based off who we think may play. Stay tuned closer to round 1 to see if these rookies are actually named. Also, if you don't know already, we're running a giveaway for our first 1,000 subscribers. We'll be offering fantasy content for a range of sports, so stick around. Great, now that we have that covered, let's begin. Starting with our backline. Jake Lloyd, the Seagull, 4th ranked Supercoach player of 2020 averaging 122. This year, we're paying out the big bucks to have him in the starting lineup, but he's a must-have player at this stage. Trading him in after round 1 will be a pain in the butt otherwise. Next we have Rory Laird, 25th ranked player last season. He's been given DPP status this year, which all but confirms that he's a must-roster player. We saw a significant increase in his week-to-week scores after he was moved to his more natural role around the ball. 7 tons out of the last 8 rounds. Lachie Whitfield. Wow. What a scenery change for this man. 26th ranked player last year, with some excellent production from his newfound role in the backline. Another must-roster premium at this price. Next, we have Zach Williams. We only got to see glimpses last year of what this man's capable of, and changing teams doesn't always mean an improvement. But with Zach, he'll have a newfound freedom he didn't have at the Giants, with the ability to be swapped on ball more often. For this price, he's worth the risk. Now, on to our cheaper players. Denver Granger Barras. I expect him to be a popular choice for rookies in the backline moving into a depleted Hawthorn defence with the opportunity for a lot of game time here. As I said, we'll need to wait until teams are released to confirm a debut for this aspiring prospect, but it looks good so far. Next we have Will Gould, the 26th pick for the Sydney Swans in the 2019 draft. He was close to a debut a couple of times last year, but never quite made the cut. A chance of being named. Now, let's move over to the bench. In our first bench slot, we've got Jacob Weir. Pick 59 in this year's draft. Expect opportunity to be available for him with the departure of Zach Williams. He has proven running ability with a nice boot. In our final slot, we have Bailey Lowry. He was picked up by the Demons in this year's draft at number 22. A quick utility player that has DPP status, which we always value in Supercoach. On to the midfield. As usual, we have an abundance of quality options here, with any number of combinations being the right one. Here's our best starting midfield, Lachie Neale, 2020 Brownlow medalist. I can't emphasise this enough. You will regret not starting him in your team. Is he worth $720,000? We're yet to see. Personally, I can see his price dropping below $700,000 pretty early in the season. But do you really want to be stuck trying to trade in a $690,000 player? Remember, last season he started with 6 straight 130 plus scores. Next we have Clayton Oliver. A slowish start to last year, but with an astonishing middle of the year, he's a must grab. Confidence is growing and expect huge scores again from him this year. Next we have Zach Merritt. This may be a biased Essendon supporters view here, but did anybody else see his finish last year? Granted, some of those games were without Andrew McGrath, but with a change in management, look to see Zach grow into a leader on the field with his hardball gets an endless amount of stamina. Next we have the man, the myth, the legend, Matty Rowell. Everyone's favourite man for the first 4 rounds of last season before his season-ending injury. If he turns into half the player he's expected to be, the price tag of $495,000 is far too low, and look for him to at least make you money if he doesn't turn into a long-term keeper. Next we have Ben Cunnington. This year the price on his head is far too good to ignore for the potential that he can provide. Look for this pod to produce more consistent scores, with a young North Melbourne midfield looking to him for leadership. Plenty of other options around this price, but none with the upside of this man in my opinion. Next we have Tom Powell, pick number 13 in this year's draft by North Melbourne. Renowned for his ability around stoppages, expect him to lace up the boots for this young team. Next we have Jay Rantel, pick 40 in the 2019 draft, may see an opportunity with the lack of depth in Collingwood's midfield this year, one to keep an eye on. One man I'm excited to watch this year is Luke Valente. Didn't have much faith in him 2 years ago when he was drafted, but a contract extension until the end of 22 means that Freo does. Fremantle coach Justin Longmuir has even said that he's impressed with the young man so far and has upped his fitness level to an AFL standard. Look for Luke to make his debut this year with an injury-prone Dockers forward line. 3 spots on the bench are reserved for fellow rookies who are named in the first couple of rounds. Okay, now we're going to cover the ruck spots. There isn't much to say here. Gawn and Grundy are essentials this year. I know other big man options look enticing in the second ruck spot, but even with a below par year, Grundy still averaged 120. On the bench we have a popular pick with Josh Tracy. The dynamic big man from Bendigo will give everyone the assurance they need with the ability to move him into the forward line if injury strikes one of Gawn or Grundy. Expect Josh to play early in the season. Forward line. This is where things get juicy. Did anyone else get the feeling of deja vu last year when it came to playing other forward lines with everyone running a similar 6? This year it looks like the guys at Supercoach have given us a bit more depth to look at with the addition of players like Josh Dunkley. Speaking of Dunkley, he's our first forward that you have to start in the 2021 season. People are concerned with Dunkley's production with a stacked Doggies midfield, but at this price, he's irresistible. We were still able to see some of the scores he produced last year with his weird role rotating in the ruck. At forward 2, Rowan Marshall is the man. His scoring was inconsistent last year, but look for him to have a more stable role rotating between ruck and forward this year. A must roster player in my opinion due to the fact that he can act as cover for Gawn or Grundy in ruck positions. Next, we have a controversial pick in Joe Danaher. Now I know what you're thinking. What the hell are you doing? But before you say anything, look at his price tag. He's going to be a cash cow this season with a guaranteed starting spot at a rookie price. Now, on to our rookie selections. First we have McRae. How the hell did I manage to get McRae in this already stacked team, you ask? It's the younger half-brother of star Doggies midfielder Jack McRae, another Collingwood player with the chance of snagging an early debut. Our next popular selection in the forward line will be Cockatoo of the Brisbane Lions. Missing last year with an injury, this exciting young star should see some time in the starting 22. The last player we have to discuss here is James Rowe of the Adelaide Crows. A known goal kicker moving into an undermanned forward line, James will be one to look at in the early rounds as a potential cash builder. That's it! That's our very first Supercoach team of 2021. Let us know what you think in the comments and stay tuned for more videos as we become the #1 source for premium fantasy content. Like and subscribe.